Well, hi y'all, welcome to fall. I know that that's corny and it rhymes, but oh well, let's see. I've been away for a little while. Let's give you some more. We all go through seasons and we all have our reasons, okay? And I have mine. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but maybe if I get to the point where I want to talk about it, I'll do a video on some of my journey. But right now, I want to talk about intuition and the empath. And I think it's just going to be an extension of the previous video that I did that I'll link above so that you can see it if you haven't seen it. Um, it just basically talks about my experience as an empath, how I discovered it, and how that works through me. It's really nothing that I asked for. It's like, there you are. Wherever I am, there I am. And I am who I am. So, when I'm out there, I pick up on people's stuff. I pick up on anger that's in the world. I pick up on people's personal anger. They don't have to even show it, or maybe their emotions, or if they're sick sometimes, or, feeling some hurt in their body. Maybe their heart is really hurting. I'll pick up on some of that. It depends, if my mind, if I'm really in my head and I'm doing a lot of thought processing, I might not pick up on things. But, when I'm in the zone and I'm just really relaxed or just going about my business, and I'm conscious about what's going on in the grocery store, but I'm picking up on the pain that the lady is having in front of me in line. So, I'll start to feel it in my body. It's a weird thing, but it's a blessing too, and it's a gift. So it's a type of intuition. And there are those who are not empaths who are very, very intuitive as well. We also have that gut feeling, and that's a type of intuition. In our solar plexus, the gut has neurotransmitters, and that's the same stuff that fires in our brain. We have that in our gut, in our stomach as well. So that gut feeling is actually a mindfulness. Is that really interesting? So when you have that gut feeling that something is dangerous or something is wrong, and you say, I don't know, I've got a gut feeling, it's because the tummy's talking to you. It's speaking and it's translating energy up into the brain, and you're trying to make sense of what in the world it is that's going on around you. But then there are those who are clairaudient and clairvoyant. There are those who are clear feeling, and I'm not going to say that word because I always butcher it, but there is one. But we feel other people's feelings, and that's part of empathy. And just to also recap again, empathy is not just having compassion for someone. Empathy is beyond that. We actually experience what other people experience, and sometimes even the world and what is going on in the spirit realm around us. And a lot of people who are very intuitive and clairvoyant, clairaudient, they bring wisdom from God. They bring wisdom out to the world, and that's their purpose. That's their divinity in this life. That's, spirit divinity. I'm not saying in human form, but a part of their divine purpose in this world, to bring wisdom to other people. And I think that's amazing. Have you ever watched somebody or listened to somebody channel wisdom? And I'm telling you, it is so profound and so awesome. And it's a gift to this world, just like an empath is. So going on back to intuitiveness, there are those who see, with visions. There are those who hear, and it'll be like a still small voice, or maybe it's almost louder than a voice, a still small voice that's inside. It depends on how in tuned we are with the spirit environment around us, and the universe and God around us. So if we're really in tuned, anybody can be extremely intuitive person. We have that ingrained in us. I believe it's our birthright to receive wisdom, to receive revelation, to have visions, to have audio messages. And I know some of you could just say, well, I don't get that. It takes a little bit of honing in on. But I really truly believe that there are those who are gifted because, they really work on meditative things and work on themselves. They're a clear channel. And so when you're a clear energetic channel, meaning all of the energy centers of your body are aligned, you can become very intuitive, very clairaudient, clairvoyant. You can become very empathetic and pick up on a lot of things. And that's a gift to this world. That's something that we should be asking for. That's an awakening and enlightenment. So, really work on the chakra system, work on the energy centers of your body, keeping them aligned. Work on giving love out to the world, giving love and bringing love back to yourself. Work on bringing forth wisdom. Ask for wisdom. King Solomon in the Bible asked for wisdom. Out of all the things that he had in the world, of earthly things, and the palace and all the power, nothing was quite as valuable to Solomon than wisdom. So that's what he asked for, and that's what he received. And he was one of the greatest people, one of the greatest people in the stories of the Bible, because he built a beautiful temple. He ruled a nation. And, we have to have wisdom when we rule a nation, don't we? I mean, wouldn't you think when you rule a space, even if it's just a household, when you're in command, and I don't mean demanding people, but when you have a command post and a place of leadership, it's so important to channel wisdom into your life. And then, therefore, also open your mouth, be an orator, and channel wisdom to the rest of the world. It's very important. I'll never forget the time I was just sitting in peace and just kind of meditating. And I heard that still small voice, and I called it God. That was the voice of God to me. And it said, "You are an orator." I had no idea at the time. This was really a long time ago. I had no idea. And I was young. Grr. I'm still young. That's my story. I'm still young. I was younger and I was going through a lot. And God here was channeling to me, "You're an orator." And I had to really seek out and find out what that is. To me, this is mystery, and this is what it's like to be a mystic as well. You receive something and you've just got to know. It's investigative. It's like, I have this really strong investigative mind. I have to know. And I'm very curious, inquisitive, and maybe that's why I receive. So, sometimes something will just hit me, Joking would go around my family. Mom would come out of the shower and she'd have this stuff that comes out of her, just words and things that, make sense, and wisdom, and maybe answers to some of the questions that we were seeking. So, real important. But to be an intuitive empath, just kind of back up. I know I'm babbling. It's been a long time since I've done a video, and I babble anyway. I'm just, I'm a communicator. I love it. I'm just going to go back to the orator thing because I'm kind of stuck on it. I just really want to talk about it. When I discovered that I was a communicator, that was channeled into me, it had such an impact on who I was in the world. I grew up a very shy person. I didn't know how to deal with the stuff that I knew. I didn't know how to deal with seeing stuff or hearing stuff and all of these things coming at me. I was just shy little girl, and things were just happening around me. It's like my world was spinning around me, and I kept quiet. I observed. But my observation time was obviously over when I received that intuitive nudge, that voice that said, "I'm an orator." And I thought, oh no, I can't do that. I can't. I'm not out there enough. I mean, I'm not bold enough. I'm not open enough. Or, I can be open with people, but very, very close to me. Or, You know, I'm not meant to give it out to the world. And the next thing I knew, these messages were coming through me and into me, just like rivers of water, rivers of living water. I love that. It just gives me the vision of living water dumping into me on both sides and going all through my energy centers. And what started to come out were these messages. They could not help it. It was like verbalization to the highest power, and that's the best way I can put it. I became that orator because that is a part of my destiny. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of the makeup and the DNA that I spiritually have. It's a part of the contract. This is what I'm here to do. It's a part of the reason for this season. It's why I'm here, is to be an orator. It's to receive, and it's also to give. And that doesn't mean I'm the only one. We all can. It doesn't even mean that I asked for it, because I really didn't. You know, it's kind of weird how that happened, but it must have been a desire, because, you know, desires attract whatever the thing is that comes to us. So deep down inside, there must have been something inside of me that said, I really need to speak out the things that I feel, the things that I know, the things that I understand, the things that I might pick up on regarding other people or the world or whatever it might happen to be. And I ended up becoming a pastor. And for that moment, for that season in my life, that was my reason for being. And it wasn't like I was globalized. I had my own little section of the world to take care of. We have to learn how to take care of little spaces and little places before we can expand to bigger places. I hope that makes sense. So, it's a type of intuition. It's a type of, excuse me, empathy to receive from universal forces and sources, and to receive from God. We start to feel, we start to see, we start to hear the messages that come from universal consciousness. God created it to be that way. We're meant to be that way. We're meant to be filled with light. We're meant to be filled with joy. And we're meant to be filled with information and knowledge and wisdom. And, you know, people perish for a lack of knowledge. Not to quote scripture, but I am. I'm stumbling just a little bit because I kind of like, it's almost like the river is taking me somewhere else. I intended this video to be just about being intuitive and being an empath, but I really think it's important. I have to speak this out because I have an intuitive hunch. I have an intuitive thing going on. There's a message inside that just kind of channeled into me. Somebody, maybe it could be many somebodies, need to hear this right now. They need to hear it. You were born to open your mouth and let out the wisdom you receive. You were born for this. You know this. You understand this. But you don't think it's you, and you don't think you can do it on a wide scale, and so that makes you really fearful. But the thing is it doesn't start on a wide scale. I got to speak before thousands of people before, but that wasn't the very beginning. If that happened in the very, very beginning of my life path, I would have been scared to death. I mean, I would have been scared out of my higher mind or out of my mind. I really, really feel like I need to speak this to someone. You bubble and verbalize things out to everybody, and just, you know, the people that are around you. But that wisdom and that information that you're receiving is important to a lot more people. And you need to work yourself up to that. You need to work on meditating about self-confidence. You need to start meditating on receiving wisdom, just like King Solomon. And when you do receive it, I don't know why, but when you're near water, like when I'm in the shower or if I'm out, you know, by water, I receive. It's like water and metal are conductors. So if you wear, certain stones, like maybe, a bracelet like this that's got stones that, or, things that have been fashioned from stones that actually have energy conductors and they help you to receive. And I know that sounds really weird to a lot of people, but it does actually work. It does work. So you need to open your mouth and speak truth instead of opening your mouth and speaking your frustration. And this is not to say that we don't all get frustrated, because we do. It's a part of the human existence. And it's not to say that we don't all get sad or fearful or upset or angry, any of those things, because we do. It's the human existence. But when you become an energetic channel during those moments of meditation, during those times where you're pulling in divine light, during those moments where you are sending out divine light, divine love, that you're loving everything and everyone, you're just sending it out in the atmosphere and you're receiving. Allow it to come back to you as healing, because you're not speaking up because you were afraid, because something happened to you, or you were pressed down, or there's like a gag order on your throat chakra. It's almost like there is something that has been tied around your throat. You have been shut down in your life, and that's why you're afraid you're going to get slapped, or you're going to make a mistake and it's going to come back on you really wrong. And this is just bubbling out. I had no intention of saying any of this stuff. So please, if this is one of you, listen, listen, listen. Please listen, because this is wisdom. It's for you. Open your heart. I'm going to ask right now, and actually I'm going to send some energetic divine love to you right now. I'm going to send love to you. I'm going to send some energy. Let's well up some energy and send some energy to your heart. Why don't you just close your eyes and breathe it in? I'm going to breathe in the abundance that comes from God. I'm going to breathe in self-confidence and breathe out self-confidence into the world, because what you put out into the world and the universe is what comes back. So let's breathe in self-esteem, and let's give out some self-esteem, and keep that going. Breathe in, release and healing, and breathe out, release and healing. And just keep that going as much as you possibly can. And when you receive that wisdom, whatever and whoever is in front of you, whatever venue is there, let it come out. If it's social media, so be it. If it's video, so be it. I don't do videos, but I've done a few videos for somebody who doesn't do videos. I actually speak in person. It's been a long time because I'm doing videos. See, it's my outlet. It's because I think a lot of people were set up for the times, because we had to shut down some things in this world, didn't we, lately? And so a lot of us did videos, a lot of us did writing, a lot of us were on social media. That was our outlet, it was our company. Do it in writing, start a blog, become very verbal about the messages you receive, because whatever you receive, somebody needs to hear and needs to read. Don't think that you receive something for nothing. It could be for you, and it could be for you and others. So, there's so many billions of people in the world. You can't give something out that you think is just for you and it not be for somebody else. It has to be. So, just trust. So let's just breathe in trust. And breathe out some trust. Wow. That's a big one, because, it's so hard to trust these days, isn't it? But you have to practice. Trust is earned, but you have to practice trusting as well, and you have to be trustable. And that means being sincere, walking in integrity, being honest, being apologetic when you need to, forgiving, understanding. A lot a lot of things. You need to be trustable. We've really covered a lot of things in just about 20 minutes, and I know this is getting very long, but the point of the video was supposed to be that empathy and those who are empaths come along with a very large amount of intuition. Practice using your intuition today, because I really believe that some of you have messages that you have been just about crawling to give. I mean, it's like bubbling inside of you to the point where it's like indigestion. You push it down. So you have actual indigestion. You eat and you'll feel like it's not digesting right. You're bringing in the energy, you're bringing in the consciousness and the wisdom and the knowledge, and you're pushing it down. And so therefore it's not digesting correctly, and it's not coming up out of your mouth correctly. So you need the outlet. You need to have an outlet. I don't want to go there, but we have outlets in our body. Okay? All right. Spiritually, someone's playing with me today. I know that. I just want to tell you that life is a wonderful journey. If not anything else, if you just think I'm a babbling weirdo, I don't care. It's just fine. That's just fine. I think I'm a weirdo too. So enjoy the journey as much as you possibly can. Love one another as much as you possibly can. Be that orator that you have been raised and destined to be. Your contract says so, and that's what your mission in life is. So be that. Whatever it is you feel and understand in your gut, explore, do some investigative work, and then be that. And be it really well. Be it to the best of your ability. And know that whatever that is, whatever comes out, however it comes out, is the way it's supposed to come out at the time. You know, we don't have to be someone who is a practiced public speaker to be an effective person. Sometimes we're meant to just speak to another human being, just one. So I know I keep coming back to that. It's like it can't get the message through enough. It's like, okay, I don't want to go back into my little cubby hole and meditate and say, oops, you know, I didn't digest that enough, and I didn't let it process enough, and I didn't let it come out the way it's supposed to, because then I'll have to eat my words. There was a prophet that had to eat his words as well, Jeremiah. He had to eat his words. He had to eat of the message that he had to give out. And sometimes we do that too. There's that expression, I'll eat my hat. Don't do that. Do not do that. What I want you to do is I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go into your space when you get a chance and meditate on love. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Meditate on wholeness and healing. Breathe it in, breathe it out. And love yourself, whatever you do, and love the people that are around you. Time goes by very quickly, and very quickly the season that we're on this earth can end in a heartbeat. And that's another story for another day. Until then, I just want to tell you that I'm loving you from here. I have to find my clicker because it's not going to click me off. I'm loving you from here, and God bless you. Take care of yourself really, really well. Give yourself a lot of love and compassion. And I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.